Thank you, Peter. Well, as you can see, it's been raining during the week here in Melbourne. Muddy centre there in front of the Rialto. Preston very confident. Peter Waitman sitting up in the grandstand with his walkie-talkie. Port Melbourne, a big set of stretching exercises led by Anton Grabak. And the umpires' rooms, well, interestingly enough, the goal umpires Eric Green and Bill Griffiths, well, they are doing hamstring exercises as well.
Good to see everybody is limbering up for what is going to be a very big game. Wind won't favour either end, but as Ross told you and as you saw, the centre is very muddy. Let's look at the lineup, starting with the Port Melbourne lineup. A few positional changes to what you would have seen in the paper. Darren Rice into the centre, Bill Swan is roving. Peter Smith has come from Brisbane to centre half forward, and former Roo Roy Ramsey on the half-back flank. Let's hear from their coach, George Allen.
Very important. We're sitting second, Preston third. The side that wins it will get a bit of a break on the sides under us in the competition. It's a very even comp this year, and it's a very important game for us today. Preston surprised everyone this year, I think, with their approach to the season. They've been a very good side. They've had 4 wins, same as us, and now I'm looking forward to our blokes trying to win the game today.
Preston line up now, and the team that they've given us is exactly that was in the paper during the week. They've got a top goal-to-goal line, Matt Burrows, perhaps playing for the centre-half back position for the VFA. Coming up a game against Tasmania, he's a player to watch. Plenty of options up forward with Jamie Shaw, the focal point. 15 goals from 2 matches. Let's talk to their coach, Peter Waitman.
It certainly is. We haven't performed well over the last 3 weeks. Our best performance was round 2 against Coburg. We're in a position now where we need to improve our performance today to give Port Melbourne the hard game. I'm not really happy with our performance over the last 3 weeks, but I think we can improve today, and these are the games that you win. I've told my guys that you don't lose these games.
As usual, neat as a pin, Peter Waitman, and as usual, our 2 sartorially splendid gentlemen and the top coaches in their respective divisions, Phil Cleary and Sam Kekovich. Good afternoon, gents.
Good afternoon, Peter.
Should be a beauty, this one.
Well, I can already sense there's a fair bit of pressure on out there, and there's so many individual contests. We've talked about the likes of Saggers, who's going to pick up players like Hallis and Shaw, and I think they're going to have a lot to do with the game. But it's just full of great clashes throughout the over the ground, and I think it's going to be an exciting game.
What about the other end of the ground, Phil? You've got guys like Saggers, and at centre-half forward we've got Peter Smith, which I'm looking forward to having a look at, via North Melbourne, via Brisbane, and finally to North Port Oval.
So half the Port side are ex-North, aren't they?
Well, they are virtually now. You've got Roy Ramsey on a half-back flank. But as Phil said, the game is just inundated with clashes, and it's really got a star content. Both sides at full strength, and I think the viewers are in for a crackerjack contest there this afternoon.
And what about Preston? They've come from near extinction to be, now we're talking about them in the same breath as Port Melbourne. Who'd have thought that?
Well, when you look at it, I mean, they've got a 100-goal full forward in Shaw. They've got a great centre-half forward in Hallis. They've got a ruckman in Anderson playing well, and that'll be another great contest in the ruck. Anderson versus Chadman. They'll have a lot to do with the final result of the game, I would think.
And there goes Jackson getting Preston forward. A free kick, though, right into the back of Roy Ramsey. So the former Roo into action, going from left to right. Port, good mark taken there by Foley. Feeds it off to Allender. Handball's intercepted. Battles on Allender. He's got some support. Saggers, squaring kick. Oh, yes, picked up brilliantly by Peter Smith. Here he is, the blonde bombshell. From Carrara to North Port Oval, and he's going to have a shot within the first 30 seconds. Going the torp too, from 55 metres, standing start, won't make the distance. Yes, Port mark, taken by Foley. Good front position from Gerard Foley, and he's been conspicuous early, 2 telling possessions. And can he cap it off? Directly in front, no breeze to worry about, but a very heavy ground. The ball, though, won't be heavy as yet, so it'd be good to capitalise here for the Burrows. Umpires today who you can hear talking, Shane Nolan and Tony Gleeson. Awkward one from Foley. I think he sneaked it through. Yes. Full points comes up at the 1 minute mark. Port Melbourne, 1 straight goal. Preston yet to score. Oh, Sam, that's something that Phil has picked up about Marquand's play. He'll have to stop it if he wants to get in the VFA side. As it comes out to Hallis, an elusive forward, a clever forward, into the pocket for Shaw. Oh, good position. Oh, gee, with the wet ball, he might have been paid. Here's Grant Salvador. That's a goal. Oh, top kick from Salvador. They've got so many options up there, the Bull Ants. What Shaw doesn't get, there's 2 or 3 that can clean up, and it was Salvador on that occasion.
Back in with Preston and a good player.
Chadban wins the fist. Here's a chance for Smith. Now the race is on into the pocket. Snedden, who's he got to tap to? Oh, chance here for Zakali. He's kept it in play brilliantly. Here's another one. Straight through it goes. Rice bangs it out into the old milk factory. And that's 2 straight goals for the Burrows. 1 goal to Preston.
So in front of the old stand, there's George Allen. Chadban from behind. Brian doing a ruck work for Preston, 19. Chadban gets a second tap. Here's a go from McCormack. Lines him up. Looks pretty good from McCormack. It's there. Port Melbourne, get their 3rd goal.
And Pixie Phil registers his first possession. And what a better way to acquire possession than register as major on the board.
Over the head of Jordan. Shaw's caught. Too much pressure on these Bull Ants forwards. Here's Allender making position. Half-back flank. Who's got the pace? Oh, nice bounce there for Rice. He's done well early, but a kick goes to Burrows. McCormack chases. Put a bit of pressure on. Here's Nicolo. Good mark.
Yes, definitely a mark.
Under heaps of pressure, Sammy, too.
Well, yes. Kept his eyes on the ball, and I think it was a clear mark. If he hadn't have marked, he would have gained the free by way of interference. But they certainly worked quite hard there in that forward thrust.
He's got a lot of pace, Matt Burrows. You noticed him then in that incident. He ran and broke the tackle on McCormack and was able to drive the ball. So that's where he's very dangerous, running out of defence.
Nicolou drives it through the middle. 2 straight goals are the Bull Ants. Preston, 2 straight 12, 3-2, 20 are Port Melbourne. Chance for Jordan. Neil Jordan. Wheels onto the left. Oh, look at all the options up here. Salvador. Half-forward flank. Really has to wait for his men to get back in the square now. Now, who's in short? Shaw makes the lead. Hallis there as well. All those options. And it's Shane Hallis directly in front, about 30 metres out from goal.
Gee, they look very loose in defence, Port, at times, Sam, don't they? There've been a couple of... That short pass then should never have been on.
Well, their Rovers and Ruck Rovers didn't even follow down then.
Hallis has got it. His first goal. And that narrows the gap to just 1 point. 21 plays 20. Port Melbourne, slender leaders at the 16-minute mark.
Allender, good roving by Scholl. Looks it back, keeps it in play and finds Zakali, little fella, on the left. Looking for centre half forward up there in Smith, but just over his head. Good roving by Swanee. Billy Swan picks it up, puts it through. Lovely goal from the centre man, Bill Swan.
Gee, that was a bad mistake by Peter Brown in his attempt to punch the ball away. Punched it back over his head into the attacking zone.
Rice centres it, looking for... They've punched away well by Burrows. Salvador's got a man loose in Seno. That centre half forward onto the left foot he goes. Inside the 50, lines him up. He's put it through, he has. Great goal from Seno, great goal from Preston. And scores are once more our level, 4-3, 27 apiece.
That was a great passage of play. Actually, it was good vision by the guy that just in question, who was it, delivered the ball? Salvador to Seno.
Doesn't quite get his target. Zakali in the way. And that's Hunt. Clearing kick for Preston into the field. Well, not clearing enough. Allender on the left foot. In the pocket. This is Foley. Centres it very well. Saggers at the back. Now at the front. Great mark.
Just shows you the value, doesn't it, Sam, at centering the ball there. He couldn't have been very difficult to kick the goal, and he's put it out 20 metres from the goal. So you've got to play here. You see Saggers fly, and he's very hard to stop when he's got a run in, Saggers. Good mark.
Very intelligent play.
4th mark to Robert Saggers, lining up for a shot on goal, and that's his first goal. And Port now lead by 6 points.
Occasion, Dunbar, big torp, Bradbury, the good fist. Seno, oh, bypasses them all. Wheels back onto the left. How easy they make it look. Shaw, good grab.
And that was good use of positioning of the body too, Peter. There, he really... Initially, when the ball was in flight, he was behind Crimes. Crimes did everything right, but Shaw really just worked his way around to the premier position and once again utilised his height to its maximum optimum, as I told you before, what forward should do, and mark outstretched in front. And a tremendous mark. Sticky fingers, Phil.
He's got long arms. He runs in here to kick what should be an easy goal.
Goal number 16 for the season for Jamie Shaw in 3 games, or just a bit over 2. 2 and 27 minutes, and scores a dead level again.
The running full back there.
Jackson.
Terrific play by him. To Burrows now. Through the centre, puts it down, sees pace there. Long driving kick towards Shaw, he's underneath it, he's got it. Great, that strong arms, strong hands to Jamie Shaw.
He's really got steel in those fingers, hasn't he, Ross? But more importantly, further up the field, the passage play by Jackson. It's tremendous play. Really crashed his way through the pack, set up the play, kept running, was in receipt of the handball, and found the running Burrows once again from the half-back line, who sets up a number of attacks, who we saw a few weeks ago against Frankston. Set up with a springboard of their attacks.
Long out 3 seconds, scores a level. At about 29 minutes. That's straight through the middle. Jamie Shaw's second goal, and Preston lead by 6 points. And the quarter-time score, Preston 6-3, 39, Port Melbourne 5-3, 33.
And going through the goal kickers for Preston, all singles, Hallis, Salvador, Seno, Shaw, Nicolou, and I think that gives us the lot, yes, 5. While for Port Melbourne, 2 to Swan, singles to McCormack, Saggers, Rice and Foley. And I neglected, of course, that Shaw has 2 goals for Preston. So they're leaders by just 1 straight kick after a top first quarter of football. Back to the Sports Arena studio. We'll be back shortly with highlights, but in the meantime, here's Charles Slade. Well, bets on who the named players are. If we see somebody go up after 10 minutes, we'll know. Umpire Nolan throws it up in the glue pot, and it's Chadban gets first hand on it. Phil, will this end up in something good for Port Melbourne? Good desperation from Zakali, got it out there to Rice, who gave it to McCormack. Oh, it's through! Scores a level again after 18 seconds, and Big Brett had his hand on it first, Sam.
Yes, he's the bogey man.
Nice dummy. Searching kick, looking for Halliser in front. Allender into his back, thumps it away. And now Seno on that left foot. Favours a hand pass. Comes up stuck, but he gathers it again. Under pressure, dropped the ball. Now he's got it again inside the 50 from the pocket. Backing back is Nicolou. Oh, good mark to Nicolou.
Great mark, Ross.
He's up, around.
He's kicked 1.
He's going for the ball, around.
This will be his 6th kick.
Right.
That's Bradbury, his man, on the mark. And perhaps giving him a touch, too much room. Then caught out of position was Bradbury, although he has been attacking. Nicolou to put Preston back in front. He has his 2nd goal, and Preston lead by 5 points.
35 to Port Melbourne.
Nicolou's kick taken by Scholl. Intercepted, allows Lumachisi in. Corner of the square, feeds it on to Hallis. He's shepherded well, should be no problems. It isn't. Shane Hallis gets his 2nd and puts the Bull Ants 10 points up. 10 minutes into the 2nd quarter. Comes out to Seno. Seno chips it. Who's on the end? Lumachisi. Oh, does that nicely, but doesn't give himself much room to move. What's the kick like? Oh, tops! What a great goal. Joe Lumachisi kicks his first, and that puts them 16 points up. Ross Booth reckons he ran too far. We'll have a look at it in the replay. George Allen not really looking all that anxious yet. A long time to go.
But here we see it on the screen. Lumachisi to Seno. And once again, it's a small brigade, Phil, at ground level that are creating the havoc.
In front, Rice, 31. Nice gather, just as he looked as he was going to lose it. On the left, in the direction of Lindsay Snedden, and he takes it. He's inside the 50, about 30 metres from goal. Slight angle. With Port trailing by 18 points. We had about 15 minutes of the 2nd quarter.
Keep going, he's right on it.
Just his 2nd kick. Lindsay Snedden.
Don't go over, fellas.
Deliberate. And worthy of the deliberation because he put it through. So the difference now just 12 points.
Didn't do much work, the goal umpire back there, Ross.
Played on there. Looks like no one to give it to. Now handballs over the top to Swan, who has to volley it. Smith can tap it through to Allender. High kick instead. Preston favoured here. Couldn't hold it, Burrows. Oh, taken away by Snedden. Easy goal. And they're back to within a kick.
You can bring it down, mate. You never brought it down. No way.
And the umpire telling Burrows it was no mark.
Gee, and that's an important goal. I think the move of Swan, which appears to be back into the middle, and Hicks on will just give him a bit more strength at ground level. We see the kick there up in the air. Bit stiff the Preston play not to get the mark, although he probably didn't hold it. Snedden through the pack like a rover, and bang-o. Good stuff, good game.
You're right, Hicks has given them a little bit more balance than the...
Strooper clears it. Scholl. Oh, Hellas hit him hard. Down he goes. Hellas up again. It slowed him up too. Still got the strength to Seno. On the left foot he goes. What's he looking for? The goals or Shaw? This could be a goal. It is from Seno.
Take a bow, Shane Hellas. What tremendous play. And just furthest, exactly, umpire. You might hear the umpire, the viewers, hip and shoulder, and it's exactly what he did.
Wasn't it a good bump?
Superb bump.
The player was quite a bit smaller, in fact, wasn't he?
Oh, sure, Phil, but by the same token, didn't take his eye off the ball.
No.
Retained his balance.
He set the goal up. There's no doubt about that. It was his goal.
Burrows, he'll use his pace. Surging hand pass to Lumachisi. Away they go. Shaw makes a lead into the pocket. He's in front. Here he comes. Good mark. Jeez, looked for him and found him beautifully, did Lumachisi.
Very cool player on the pressure, Lumachisi. Him and Seno, both of them.
Hasn't he got some pace?
Oh.
How would you go chasing him, Sam? Or would you talk to him to try to slow him up or threaten him or what?
Oh, no, we would have shortened the ground. We would have employed a tactic to shorten the ground a little bit, Phil.
Trod heavily.
Shaw for his third. There it is. No trouble.
That's a great kick from there in the conditions. The ball's getting heavy now.
They've made some mistakes, Port, Sam, haven't they? Just at vital times, like Snedden missing the goal and the odd bad kick into attack. When the game's as tight as this, you must make every post. When I get the feeling Preston are just using that ball a little bit better, we notice here on the screen. A good kick, mark,
lead.
goal, whereas Port had a couple of chances, miskicked the ball.
You hear the players in the mud squelching about. Taken there by Brian. He's played a better game in the middle today. Oh, away goes Lumachisi. Easy as you like. Shaw again. You bet. 3 times in this quarter it's been Lumachisi, a daisy cutter onto the chest of Shaw, and Shaw doesn't want to do the wiping himself, hands it across to Hellas to clean the footy up.
More jumper in Hallis's jumper, more cloth in Hallis's jumper, I suspect.
And there's Brian getting a pat on the head.
There's the mark.
With the way he's put in today.
He uses the ball very well, Peter, left or right hand. Always creative with the ball, setting it up for the small post, which is a good tactic for Preston. You know, no point Brian running and kicking. Give it to one of the small blokes, let him create the space, bang the ball in.
Jamie Shaw's kicked 3. 30 metres out. Easy kicking style.
Oh, clear!
And they've got some breathing space again now, the Bull Ants. 28.5 minutes into this second term.
The Smith. Oh, sinks it high. Saggers backing back in front of the pack. Oh, there's a good mark. Cormac.
Very strong overhead, McCormack was.
He'll kick from about the 50-metre line. And it'll be touch and go under the conditions. Right on the line it goes. Shepherded through well. And he touched it, and he's right, says the umpire.
And I can hear a Port supporter in the background claiming that he did not touch the ball, but he's only about 180 metres away.
In the Norman Goss there.
23 points the difference in favour of Preston. This is Valkanis, undecided. Keeping play along that main grandstand wing at half-time. And it's Preston who's kicked away to lead by 23 points at the big break. Looking at the goal kickers for them, 4 to Jamie Shaw, 2 in each quarter, 2 to Hellas, 2 to Seno. Also, Nicolo singles to Salvador and Lumachisi, while for Port Melbourne, 2 to McCormack, 2 to Snedden in that term, but he's kicked 2 goals, 3 singles to Swan, Saggers, Rice and Foley. So it's still anybody's game, but Preston really withstanding the Port Melbourne rush there in that term, and they have a handy 23-point lead at half-time. We'll be back after the basketball with some highlights from the second quarter. In the meantime, back to Charles Slade. Seno getting the handball out. There was no one there, and it's cleaned up by Strooper, but he's given it to Lumachisi.
Let him go now. Let him go!
So it's the Bull Ants out to crush the Burrows. That's the call from Peter Waitman at half-time. Lumachisi The pass to Shaw. That's four times that's happened, and he was against three there, Jamie Shaw, and rose above them all.
Gee, I initially thought he made a mistake by trying to single Shaw out because his avenue was cut off by two other defenders there, as we see, but he leapt to the occasion with tremendous leap, and he has got a great pair of hands. Really has. Exciting to watch Jamie Shaw.
Is he good enough to play league football, Sam, and why hasn't he made it?
Well, it's a debatable point. Obviously, David Parkin didn't feel so. I can see the shortcomings that he would have in league football because the opportunities of leading far and wide are very limited, and the buffeting that takes place in the goal square are far more pronounced in league football as opposed to VFA football. Here's an important shot.
His fifth goal.
And yes! Well, that's exactly what Port Melbourne didn't want, and George Allen would be really tearing his head out now, what little he's got left. League football, as you know, they've got the rucks back and they all drop back, and there's a lot of buffeting goes on there.
And I don't know if his personality would be comparable with that of David Parkin.
Well, the constitution's been questioned before. I think that's an issue as well, Peter.
Bryan, the searching handball. Here's Salvador. Oh, it looks like they've started off exactly as their coach wanted. Crush the Burrows was the call, and 2 goals in 2 minutes sees them jump away to lead by 35 points.
And put off their legs.
Come! Hit it on!
Doing the ruck work in the back line as we've seen it this afternoon. Now Hicks on the left. Backing back Smith on the chest. He's taken the mark.
Let's go on the mark there, Pete. Here it is.
Time off blown, and
Here it
the
is.
angle will be
He's on it.
confirmed as a very acute one. No troubles for Peter Smith. His first goal and handy lead of
Actually, it was a very...
I suppose they're limited with Scholl off the ground.
Ramsey gets it to Swan. Chips to Hicks. Back to Swan. The captain streaming through the middle. He's 50 out. He's been poleaxed and may have got the free, I think. Counting the steps was Ross Booth. He said he went too far. He goes back towards Hicks. These two have combined well. Can Hicks cap it off? Yes! The boundary rider puts through a valuable goal, and they've bounced back to trail by 24 points.
Yes, Peter, and I think it's really important if you break the game up and run the ball a little bit, you've got more chance of scoring. We noticed earlier when the player went back at half-back and just kicked the ball long, they weren't able to make any use of it. But here, Swanee had the right idea. He had a couple of running players, put it out. Hicks rode it well, the boundary rider, and this is a good goal. He sized it up nicely and swung it back, and you see it there, almost hits a post, but great bit of play. Might give him some heart. Going to have a real chance.
50 metres out from the Preston goal. Tap down from Bryan. Oh, handball across of sorts from Seno to Salvador. Here's Bryan putting himself in again. Seno on the left peg. Pegs it.
Great goal. You know, sheer persistence, and once again, the value of that mosquito fleet.
He's in to do the ruck work. It's the 2 men again. Snedden against Valkanis. Oh, straight to Hicks. This will go close. Yes! Hicks kicks his second in the quarter.
And what a great snap too, Peter. It was a classical Rovers snap goal. Bobby Skilton would have been proud of that.
Gee, reminded me of myself, actually, in my heyday there. Wobbling the ball over the shoulder.
It was on the wrong side for his left foot.
Yeah. And he finds Nicolo. Plenty of time to make up his mind and go in the Shaw direction. Chipping in Swan. Billy Swan back over the top to Gentleman Allender. Well intercepted by Shaw, but oh, here is it going again to Prudhoe. Interchange player. Oh, they're mucking around a bit. Chance for Lawson. Good left footer.
Well, that was just a myriad of mistakes from Billy Swan. First, he had an opportunity to break the initial tackle.
Port. Hand pass went nowhere. Lawson. That's Brown. The lookalikes. Oh, waiting for it is Bryan. In chips Limachese. That's a good shot. Foley smothers it. Back to Limachese. Shot on goal. Oh, there it is. Straight through. Joe Limachese.
Well, the small brigade, the mosquito fleet are just tearing the heart and soul out of Port Melbourne here.
Wasn't that a smart bit of play though, Sam, to try to handball under the player? Because
between his legs.
Yeah, he's virtually...
Here we go.
Look, and it's come off. I've rarely seen anything like that. Back it goes, and you know this is going to be a guy who's got all the speed and knows how to kick a goal. Yep, too many mistakes, Port Melbourne, I'm afraid.
Prideaux. Tremendous shepherd there to allow Lumachese in without extra pressure.
Ken Davis, 25-minute mark here at Princes Park, scores level. Melbourne 10 goals 8, 68. Fitzroy 9 goals 14, 68. James Weston.
18-minute mark in the third quarter at Windy Hill. Essendon 13-11, 89. Lead Richmond 8-8, 56. Back to Port Melbourne.
20 minutes gone. Preston by 40 points. And number 40, Chris Nicolo, has a mark. And took the mark just outside the goal square, lining up his third goal. All clear, a bit off the side, but straight enough for his third. And Preston extend their lead now to 46 points.
Strooper down there in the goal square. Missed with the punch. Taken it half back by Preston, doing it well at the moment. Lawson feeds it out to Hunt. He saw someone at the last moment. That was Nicolo. He found his target too. Nicolo breaks the tackle. Here's Lumachese for another one. Number 4 for Joe Lumachese, second in the term, and they're running rampant now, the Bull Ants.
Easy as you like, Phil, wasn't it? You know, out of the middle, they're running through the middle, totally uncontested, and that small brigade just cutting them to pieces again and create the easy kick.
Chadband got that one. Forward thumped away by Preston. Chadband on the left hand to Swan. And towards the region of Snedden at the back. Brought it down too. So, bit of fight in Lindsay Snedden. His 5th mark.
Very few people have got the ability to hold this man on a one-on-one situation. He's tremendously strong, uses his body well. He's got a great pair of hands.
Lining up for his 3rd goal. And he puts it through.
As we saw there, kicks accurately, Ross.
Ramsey trying to hatch it, finally gets it to Swan. Squaring kick, wants a Snedden mark. Oh, almost. Picks a little bit in his way. McCormack. Yes, I think he sneaked it through.
Well, they battled hard for that, Peter.
3rd goal for Phil McCormack.
But straight to Brian, no Port players on the attacking side of the pack. Up towards Hallis. Great hand pass to Prideaux just in front of him. Can he pick it up? Pressured by Crimes. Prideaux goes down. Crimes into his bag. Oh, nice tap on to Nicolo. Goal for Preston in reply.
Wasn't that a great play, Ross?
Nicolo's 4th goal.
It was all initiated from Hallis, you know. He appeared to be off balance, and his recovery was absolutely tremendous in that situation. And a searching left-hand hand pass, paddled it on.
Run now for Lumachese. Didn't bounce nicely for him. Ramsey again, a little slow. It's 3-quarter time here at Port Melbourne, and what a quarter it's been for Preston. They've taken their score on from 12-7 to at 3-quarter time 20-12. So they've kicked 8 goals in that term. 13-9 are Port Melbourne, so they've added another 5 goals in that term. But looking at the goal kickers up to the 3-quarter time break, Jamie Shaw has 5 for Preston, 4 to Nicolo, 3 to Lumachese and Seno, 2 to Salvador and Hallis, a single to Lawson, while for Port Melbourne, 3 to Snedden, 3 to McCormack, 2 to Hicks, singles to Foley, Saggers, Swan and Smith. So all the work for Port Melbourne to do in this final term, as it's leading by 45 points. Preston, back to Charles Slade. Chadband the target. Anderson, he's outplayed him in the second half. Greg Anderson the pass to Shaw. Even the big fellows can do it.
Well, we said earlier, and I've commented on it at least, and Sam, I think, agrees with me, this bloke, Greg Anderson's a very good player. Deceptive, he looks a little bit awkward, but in fact he's not. He's got good hands, bit of pace, and obviously when you see that pass there, he can use the ball. And again, Shaw leading into a space that's been left open by the Preston players. Good play.
And he's made no mistake this time. Goal number 6 for Jamie Shaw. 50 possessions between them, with Nicolo having kicked 4 goals. Getting up to Hallis. Hallis can run right in here, told to do so by Prideaux. Unselfish, finds Shaw.
Geez, a great player. That was just tremendously unselfish, but disciplined play as well.
Wasn't it a good shepherd by, I think it was Prideaux actually,
Yeah, he's a
to
terrific
open the
shepherd,
play. Yeah, and he runs hard. He realises, I think he may have been on the interchange at one stage. He knows he has to work hard to hold a place, and that's what's good for the side.
But Phil, it's indicative of the way Preston play. You know, they do all the hard things. They assist one another. They really have a genuine feeling for one another. And this is Shaw for his 7th.
It's there, and Shaw, 10 marks for the afternoon so far and 7 goals. Great effort.
Is he angry, George?
George is very angry.
I know what it's like. I've seen him angry.
There wasn't much in that free kick. Picked out, and there's the man that was penalised taking the mark, Brown. Short for sure. Nothing gets through those hands.
They're vice-like, aren't they, Peter? Just stealing those fingertips.
That was a tremendous mark under the pressure. I hope we see it again on the screen, but he's led fast, but really was under a great deal of pressure. Allender was only spotting him probably, what, half a metre at the most.
Just as I was coming around the goals, after three-quarter time, Seno sent a pass down to Shaw, and there was no way that Allender could have stopped it. It was a beautiful pass.
Yeah, here we see it here. Look, and Allender's hand is only probably 6 inches from the ball, but he can't stop him.
No worries, mate. No worries, mate.
So Jamie Shaw, could this be number 8? Okay, says the goal umpire. It is number 8 to Jamie Shaw, and Preston.
Great draw card for the VFA, isn't he? Jamie Shaw adds a little bit of excitement. Tall and lean, good runner at the ball, good hands and a good kick.
I think there's nothing more colourful, Phil, than an exciting full forward that can take the big grab and convert.
The old, VFA days when it was really big,
Frosty
and I
Millers
suppose,
and
they were the days. People always remember those.
Joe Radojevic.
Yes.
Final quarter, Essendon 18-14, 122. Lead Richmond 8-10, 58. Back to Port Melbourne.
And Preston by 65 points. 10 minutes gone, final quarter. Here's a free. Who's down there?
Hold him down.
It's Chadband on the ground, is it?
Hold him down. No bloke fly in front.
Yeah, she's found one to Saggers, Ross. Claims that he was interfered in.
That's it there. There's the mark.
Interrupted in his endeavours to acquire possession.
There it is.
Saggers lining up for his second. He's kicked that one. He had more confidence straight in front. The difference now, 59 points in favour of Preston.
Handballer was Prideaux. Pass up forward to Hallis, over the top. Salvador, through it goes. Gets his 3rd, Grant Salvador.
Well, that was easy as you like, Peter. It all started from the full back line. They virtually played possession football all the way down.
Under pressure, get in board. Hicks with the sleeves, back to Zakali. Going short, at least Port haven't given up. That's a nice one-handed grab by Robert Saggers. Now, he's not that far out, 40 metres, perhaps 35 to 40 metres is the man on the mark. But we've seen him miss goals from this distance. He's just kicked 2 today.
He's battled hard, Saggers, all day.
Spent some time in defence. Here he goes. Stuttery approach. You think he's snuck it in? His 3rd. He has. 3 goals to Robert Saggers.
Finds Nicolo. Hallis breaks through the tackle of McCormack, gives it across to McCormack's opponent in Burrows, up from half-back. They're on half-forward now. Prideaux, long, high kick to the goal square. Jamie Shaw, yes. Chance to kick his 9th. He has kicked 23 goals in 3 matches. This will be 24. And must be odds on to get his 100th. He's taken 12 marks, including that one. Through it goes, 9 goals to the Bullant spearhead. He's kicked 4 in this last quarter. Cheesy breaks 2 tackles, gives it across to Marcon. Good tackle from Swan. Smith beaten by Marcon. There's Luma Cheesy again. Oh, good work low to the ground. Comes back to Luma Cheesy from Hallis, but that's all she wrote. Victory going to Preston, and what a victory for them. They've gone into 2nd position on the ladder. Well, they've gone up to top position after that win, having played their game from the round, sitting back very contented winners. 25-17, 167, 15-12, 102. Looking at the goal kickers, Shaw ended up with 9. 4 for Nicolo, 3 for Lou Machisi, Seno and Salvador, 2 for Hallis and a single for Lawson. For Port Melbourne, 3 goals to McCormack, along with Snedden and Saggers, who kicked 2 in the last term. Hicks got 2 for the match. Single goal kickers were Smith, Swan, Rice and Foley. But, well, very, very convincing winners. As we get some more final scores from the VFL. Think about that one. We'll go down to the rooms, the Preston rooms. We know what the atmosphere is like. Let's find out who the ANA man of the match was with Ross Booth.
The match is Joe Lamachese, the half forward. Joe, and present the trophy, Tim Byrne from ANA. Well done. And with Joe is coach Peter Waitman of Preston. Joe, a special feeling at Preston this year?
Yeah, it's good team spirit down there. It's really good.
We played a great... George Allen at quarter time was saying, will someone, 3/4 time, pick up that number 26? I guess he was being... he knew your name, of course, but he recognised your good play. Now, Peter, what's special about Preston this year? You know, tell us about that early start in February and so forth.
Oh, I think we've got 16 goers at any one time on the ground, plus 2 interchange ready to get out there, and that's a secret. And, you know, Joey played a great game, but so did the rest of the 17 players, and I think that's the secret at the moment.
Jamie Shaw?
Oh, great effort, there's no doubt about it, but Jamie wouldn't want to have it any other way. He's just one of the 17, and that's the way we're going.
He's not going back to league football?
You'd have to talk to Jamie, I'm not his manager.
OK, well, Joe, congratulations. 4 goals to you. We've seen you a couple of times this year, you've killed them, so well deserved. And Peter, I guess you might be on top of the ladder now.
Well, we don't worry where we are at the moment, it's where we are at the end of the year that's most important. We've just got to keep working hard.
OK, Peter, well, you can see the special spirit here down the Preston rooms. A good win over Port Melbourne.
And have done Richmond. Big win for the Dons. But you're saying the small players, etc., and just having the right balance. I thought from the start maybe Allender would have been the best shot on Jamie Shaw, but even then in the finish, sure, he showed that he's going to be difficult for any player that he picks up. Well,
here at Port Melbourne next Saturday, we've got a top game with Port Melbourne, but here's the games to complete this round. Coburg against Brunswick tomorrow, Frankston at home to Springvale, Williamstown playing Sandringham, Box Hill against Paran. Plenty of entertainment for you around VFA grounds tomorrow. Make sure you get out and see some live action. And next week here, it's Port Melbourne versus Springvale. That will be a beauty also. We look forward to your company. But today it was Preston, 165 to 65-point winners. Too good for Port Melbourne. It's time for Sports Arena.